Yes. My name is Jason Lutz. I'm a student here at Kennesaw State. My question, you mentioned the massive growth over the last 2 decades at the site. I guess my question is, do you foresee that same type of large growth over the next 2 decades? And if so, are there any plans beyond the new exhibits to deal with that type of growth?
I don't know, really. It is very hard to analyze. We try to have some analysis, for the next 1-2 years maybe. It depends on many different things that are completely, let's say, outside of us. For example, we've got the flood in May, and during 2 weeks there was a terribly falling down of visits. There was this problem with the volcanic ashes, and people were during 1 week was not going with planes in Europe, and it's falling also down. So sometimes it is very hard to define. After the September the 11th, during 1 year it was falling down because people don't wanted their child, their teenagers going to the planes. But I think that this is from one hand. From the other hand, let's say the place of the history of the Shoah, of the education about the Shoah, is more and more present in many countries. For example, the Central Europe, that was 4 or 5 years ago at the level of some 1,000 people by country, Czech Republic, Slovakia, some others, now are in Czech Republic and Slovakia at the level of maybe 30,000 visitors a year. What changed? The presence of the history of the Shoah in the schools. Spain 10 years ago, I don't know if there were 5,000 visitors. Now there are 40, 50,000. What changed it? The presence of the history of the Shoah in the schools. And the Britannic programs and the others. It's something very important. I think until now, not all the Europe is really present in our statistics. For example, from Austria, there is a very small numbers of visitors, something around 4,000 people by year. And Auschwitz is closer to Vienna than to Warsaw, we must think. There is some others geography when there is a very small numbers of visitors. I am speaking about the northern Africa and the Middle East, except of course Israel. It is a big problem. It is a big problem. Those countries send maybe, I don't know, 20, 50, 60 persons by year. Tunisia, Morocco, Algeria, and the others. I think this is one of the most important tasks maybe for the future, how to teach, how to learn about the Holocaust on these countries, how to persuade them that the president of Iran is completely wrong about this issue, and that this kind of populism cannot be accepted by the world community. But our exhibition, I think the new exhibition will be a little bit easier for, let's say, those important numbers of visitors. It will be located only on the first floor of those blocks, and some other facilities will certainly help. I'm not very sure now what is the maximum that can be, let's say, what is the capacity, let's say, of these exhibitions. I think that if we arrive around 1,700,000, it will be very difficult to not impose some quotas by day, because there will be very hard to continue that way. But we will see. We have introduced some changes last year, some headphones that was functioning very well. We are choosing some hours only for groups and not for individuals, because there are times that we have 30 groups of 25 persons each of those groups by hour entering. So there's 2 minutes, one group, 2 minutes, one group. And until now the problem are resolved, but I don't know what will be the development in the future. It is one of the important questions, of course, how to deal with this increasing number if we will arrive to, I don't know, in 10 years to 2 million or to 2.5 million. Certainly the model of the visits will change, or we will introduce, of course, some quota paid per day, but that is a necessity.